Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded meals. As a family, we generally eat low carb because my husband and I have to for health reasons, and as the sole cook in the house, it is easier for me to make one meal than to try to short order cook it. But you'll see variations to that, and I will explain those as we go. So it is not Monday night. It's supposed to be, but it's not. Yesterday was Monday, and I just did not feel up to filming. Mondays are very Monday for me. So yesterday we also just had big salads, and that's one that I've shown a lot of times before. So I didn't go ahead and film that, knowing that we've done those before, and you guys have seen that. So tonight is Tuesday, and this was not what I had planned for tonight. I had planned to do mini meatloaves, and I pulled that meat out yesterday to thaw, and it's not thawed out yet. So I was like, oh, I'll just flip-flop some recipes around for this week. And then the other meal that I had planned for later on this week, I was like, no, I really don't feel like making that. It has been cold, quite chilly, like only highs in the low 50s over the last several days. We actually had our first frost warning last night. I don't know if we got frost or not, but I went ahead and covered all my tomato and pepper plants just in case. And then we have a frost warning, or a frost advisory is what they're calling it tonight as well. So I have already started covering plants, and I'm going to go out and finish after I eat dinner. So I wanted something soupy. I don't know, like I love soup season. I could eat soup every day and be fine with it because there's so many variations and they're all so good. So I had, this one is the Southwest soup that I canned earlier this fall. Well, no, this late summer, from our corn, our peppers, our tomatoes, some dehydrated onions that I had dehydrated a long time ago. Yeah, it's got carrots, it's got black beans, it's got ground meat, beef in it, that kind of thing. And so I did that up, and I had some quarts that didn't seal. I was working with some really old canning lids. So I just went ahead and threw those in quart baggies in the freezer and pulled out one of those and I put it in the pan frozen, added in a quarter of a cup of water, and just turned it on low and let it come up to heat. So that one is very taco-y flavored. I will put, for anybody that wants it, like a dollop of sour cream on top, and they can eat it like that. For me, because this one's corn, beans, not up there on ones that I really should be eating, I was trying to come up with one that fits my current diet of trying to avoid all grains, dairy. I'm trying to think what else I'm not, that would go into a soup. Dairy was the biggest one, because a lot of the keto foods in general are very dairy heavy, and especially soups. It's a lot of like cheeseburger soup and zuppa toscana, which has cream in it and whatnot. So I thought like a vegetable soup, but I didn't want tomato based. I wanted broth based. So I had a 2-cup package of turkey broth in the freezer. I pulled that out. There is cauliflower, zucchini, carrots, and dried onions in this. And then I cut up 2 leftover chicken legs from grilling them, added in some garlic and herb seasoning from Aldi, and it smells really good. I just realized I probably need to add salt to this. I haven't tasted it yet. It smells amazing though, and it's kind of funny. I figured all of my kids would be all gung-ho over the Southwest one, and I have had 2 kids now say, oh, that smells really good. So I have a feeling I'm going to have help eating that one. If I don't, I will gladly have soup for at least lunch. Here lately, those grilled burgers that my husband made the other day, I did like 3 days in a row of eating a burger with tomato on it for breakfast. I know, right? So weird. But it was really good. And I'm one of those where I will get on I don't know, like a kick of eating the same thing for breakfast over and over and over again until I burn out on it, and then I'll switch and make something different. So Yeah. Anyway, to go with those, I have drop biscuits, cheesy drop biscuits, and I will post this recipe in the show notes because it's a great one. It's just flour, butter, baking powder, salt. I feel like there's something else that's in the main ingredients. Milk. And then to that, I added in parsley, shredded cheese, and garlic powder. So they kind of are almost like a Cheddar Bay biscuit to an extent, but because they're a drop biscuit, they just get like really crispy. Oh, you put a little bit of sugar in them. It's like 2 teaspoons. Don't leave that out because it's what makes them, the edges crispy. But these are just so nice as a biscuit to do. It takes like 12 minutes to cook them, and they're so nice with a soup because they're crunchy, so it goes with that not crunchy on the soup, and they're salty, and yeah, good. So all right, I am going to go dish this up because it's already almost 7, and like I said, I still have to, once I get done eating dinner, go out and cover the tomatoes in the garden. So that is Monday and Tuesday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, and tonight we are having, I don't even know what to call these. Mini meatloaf / burgers because I kind of made them flatter so they would cook faster. So I took 2 pounds of ground beef and a pound of Italian sausage and mixed that with 2 eggs, maybe a half a cup of ground pork rinds, that was it. Yeah, that was it. And I baked those. I put on some like steak seasoning on top and just baked those at 375 for about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes max. So they are like mini meatloaves, but kind of also burgers. We just eat them like with a fork, like you would meatloaf. I will put ketchup on the kids' plates and they can eat with that. These are the rest of our potatoes that I didn't can, that we grew, and I just did those in the air fryer to get them kind of crispy and done, and they will eat those with ketchup as well. And then to add more tomato to the meal, let's have some tomatoes. I can't do the potatoes, so I've got a zucchini in the air fryer for me right now, and that's going to make a nice quick and easy meal. We are camping out in the backyard tonight. It is the first time we have done it this fall because I think we only did it once this spring because of just illnesses and whatnot, and through the summer we didn't at all. And so far we haven't been able to this fall because it was too dry, so we didn't want to do a fire in the backyard. And it was too wet and too hot, and then it got too cold. And tonight it's actually a low of 47 with like a tiny % chance of rain. So yeah, we're probably going to be cold, but no, we'll be fine. We've got, I'll think of it here in a minute, sleeping bags and like fleece blankets, and the little two are going to wear footy pajamas. We have camped out colder than this before, so we'll be fine. But the kids all really wanted to, so we're going to camp out tonight and tomorrow night, and then depending on the rain chance, whether it drops or not, we might camp out one more night. We'll see. Let's see here. That would be, no, we won't, because I don't want to camp out Saturday night and go to church on Sunday. So Wednesday night, Thursday night. Oh, well, yeah, okay, maybe one more. Woo, my days are running together. Anyway, all right, that is Wednesday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is a Thursday night, and tonight we cooked most of dinner on the campfire. So I did the apple cobbler, our apples in the oven. For me, I've got one of my Gap's friendly zucchini chocolate muffins. And then over the fire, I cooked a pound of sausage and 12 of our eggs. So a nice, quick, and easy, but also fun dinner. And we're going to eat it out here, bless you, by the fire. So that is Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night, and Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes that's store-bought, sometimes that's homemade. It is pretty much never takeout because we live too far away from the takeout places that by the time we would order it, go pick it up, bring it back. I can have made a whole lot of frozen pizzas or like from scratch pizzas for a whole lot less in the same amount of time. So we just don't do it. It's ridiculously expensive to get pizza these days. It used to be like the cheap Friday night meal, but it is not anymore. Anyway, tonight we had these bobbly pizza crusts from the food pantry this week, and so I cooked all 6 of them. So we have 2 Hawaiian, which is just cheat Hawaiian. It is ham lunch meat underneath the cheese, and then home canned Zineapple, which is it's a little bit more complicated than this, but you can overgrown zucchini diced up in pineapple juice, and it takes on the flavor of pineapple. It's not as potent as pineapple, but pretty darn close and almost free. All you have to do is buy the pineapple juice. So yeah, Hawaiian. Over here we have cheese with bacon. This is just the like bagged bacon bits. I buy those occasionally when I can find them on sale for like $10 a bag. And then we use sparingly, but all of my kids love the cheese with the bacon on it. And then we have 2 that are just pepperoni. To go with that, I've got some green beans, home canned green beans that I did in the air fryer. I usually do them about 400 degrees for 20 minutes for 1 quart. If you're doing 2 quart, it's going to take 30 minutes. I just did 1 quart because I know a few of my kids are not going to want green beans. They are burnt out on green beans from this summer. I am not. I will gladly eat this with my dinner. And then I did a quick fruit salad. We had a very soft pear. There's 2 apples, some frozen blackberry, blueberry, raspberry blend that we got from the food pantry a while back, and then one of the little frozen peach cups from the food pantry, and I just thawed that out and threw it in there as well. I'm going to set that off of the stove because the stove is hot and I don't want to have melted warm fruit salad. So for me, because obviously pizza is not going to work, especially right now since I'm doing dairy-free as well, I am going to do the green beans, and then I have some chicken in the air fryer. Really simple, and that's totally fine with me. I am seeing the results of this simple diet on my digestive system being in a much better place, and I just feel like I'm healing from the inside out. How very guru of me, I don't know. So yeah, I'm sticking with it, and yeah. All right. Tonight is also the one night a week that we do dessert. Sometimes another 1 or 2 days through the week we'll do something small, especially like my older kids will have candy that they have gotten from youth group, and when they get candy from something like youth group, church, somebody giving them some, it is their candy, and they are allowed to eat it whenever they want to. If they wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they want to eat a piece of candy, go for it. If it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning and you want a piece of candy, go for it. It's your candy. Luckily, we don't get a whole lot of that. But whenever they pull a piece out, I have my little guys that don't go to youth group yet. I will a lot of times get them a piece of candy out, just because it's not fair that they get some and they don't, But tonight, anyway, is the one night a week that we for sure do dessert. We have the chocolate chip cookies, the boxed ones from the food pantry, and I know we've still got some peanut butter cream ones. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to make some hot chocolate and do the chocolate chip cookies or the peanut butter cookies, or they can do like a combo of the 2 and do that for dessert tonight, just as something special and different. We haven't done hot chocolate in a while, so. All right, that is Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and Saturday night I usually make a big meal, kind of traditionally what I grew up with. We would get home from church and have a big meal. A lot of times we would either invite grandparents or great-grandparents over to our house, or we would go over to their house. A lot of people go out to eat after church on Sundays. We always did some kind of big family meal. it was not uncommon to get together with a bunch of aunts and uncles and cousins at random too. So tonight we had a pork loin from the food pantry a while back, and I pulled it out to thaw it, and I was gonna do barbecue pulled pork, and I just thought pork cutlets or pork steaks, fried pork steaks, whatever you want to call them, sounded better. So I did. About half of it is still in the fridge to do pulled pork with, and then this is the other half, and I just kind of thinly sliced it. I would say like not even a half an inch, and then I also went ahead and pounded those out. These three over here are breaded with just pork rinds ground up and then some seasoning, and then the rest of them are crackers with the same seasoning in them, so that I have some gluten-free low-carb ones, and then the kids can have the other ones. Then we've got a quart, and I remembered something that I had done a while back. A quart, okay, bad lighting. A quart is not quite enough for us if we want to have any leftovers, if my husband is home. And in the past, I have some canned goods on the shelf, like store-bought canned goods on the shelf, and we just don't use them a whole lot. But anytime that we are given them at the food pantry, like the one commodities day, I go ahead and take them. And I've been kind of storing them up as kind of our emergency food on, when the pandemic hit and you couldn't get groceries, or at least enough, not for a large family. If there was ever another lockdown for a long period of time, if we got snowed in and needed food, that kind of thing. And so I thought if I do a quart of home canned green beans and 1 can of store-bought green beans mixed together, then it kind of makes that go a little bit further. And then none of us are huge fans of canned, like store-bought canned vegetables. No judgment there if you love them. Just our personal preference. So it's a good way of kind of using those without the flavor being too intense. I hope that makes sense. My brain is about done for the day. 2 tomatoes from our garden. Sauerkraut. I try to do some kind of probiotic at least once a day. I've not been doing very good at it. Some kind of probiotic food or drink once a day. And dinner is just the easiest one to get it in. So that. And then this is instant mashed potatoes. And I doctored them up by adding parsley and garlic powder into the water as it was coming up to a boil, to do those, just to kind of jazz them up a little bit. They smell good. So if one of those times when I wish I could make a gravy out of the drippings from that and have mashed potatoes, but not gluten-free or low carb. So, or dairy-free right now. So yeah. All right. So if you are new here, that is our week of meals. I don't cook on Sundays. I don't clean. I don't do dishes. I don't do laundry. We take the day off. We honor the Sabbath day and rest. So tomorrow when we get home from church, we don't get home until pretty late. And when we get home from church, I will pull out all of the leftovers from the week and lay them out on the counter, and I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. And we make plates and warm them up in the microwave, and everybody just eats. It is a great way of getting the leftovers used so that we have very little or no food waste. And in our house, food isn't even wasted, because if by chance we have anything that somebody doesn't get eaten, the cats, the chickens, or the compost eat it. So it's still not going to waste, but overall we feed chickens, cats, compost very little food by way of leftovers. It just doesn't happen. And then tomorrow evening for dinner, I will pull out charcuterie board things. How fancy. Crackers, dried fruits, cured meats, goat cheese, cubed cheese, some kind of chocolate sweet, pickles, dates, anything like that I have on hand. Those peanut butter chocolate covered dates are going to come out tomorrow. And I pull those things out, and on that night I even bust out paper plates, and the kids once again get to pick and choose whatever they want. and make their own plates. I help the little ones make their plates, and then we usually all cozy up in the living room and watch a movie. So yeah, it makes for a nice, relaxing, restful day for me, and gets leftovers used and gets a lot of those snacky type things that we get from the food pantry eaten on Sunday nights and that kind of thing. So that is everything. I will try to post any relevant recipes in the show notes. If you have any questions about anything that I have made, want instructions on how to do it, please let me know and I will be glad to type it out as best I can. I am an old school home cook kind of cook. I've been cooking full meals since I was, 12, 13 years old, and I just learned how to cook from my mom, country cooking like this meal, and then from there, I have, recipes and blogs and YouTube and whatnot. Anytime I want to learn something new, YouTube is my go-to. I taught myself how to knit via YouTube. So, yeah, that's kind of my go-to. So, all right, that is everything. I am going to go sit down and enjoy this meal. I hope you have thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.